I've been using a different, like, randomizer to pick numbers for the past couple recording sessions, and I think it might be worse at picking the same numbers than even the default Google one is, because the last one I did was from Jam 8. Never had a game from there before, and now I'm back on Pride Jam 5 again, which is, ironically, one of those games was uploaded last night. Anyway, this is Echoing Hearts. This is Yuri visual novel. Reading those again. But this one's apparently 14K plus words. So it's sounds like a lot of words. Is that more than 2 hours of words? I hope not. Anyway, also there's no music at this title screen, so there's nothing for me to do a test against. So I've turned it down to here. Sure hope that's low enough. Somewhere within Gensokyo, a Yamabiko walks a mountain path in the time before sunrise. There she is. I've lost count of how many times I've traveled this path, though. There's the same mossy rock and that tree that fell over during one of Raiko's concerts. Nice familiar sights. Well, I can't slow down. I'm going to reach my usual spot if I want to make it in time. Here we go, right as the sun comes up. Deep breath. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo! Ah, good morning to you, too, whoever you are. Kyoko, that was a chicken. The girl finds herself hiking up the same trail every day to echo out the cry of the morning. She's the type of yokai whose purpose is to echo out whatever is shouted into the mountains. Unfortunately for Kyoko, her kind is rare nowadays. Once human understanding reached a point to where echoes could be rationalized, her existence was placed in danger. And so, to survive, she finds herself at the Morin Temple most days, sweeping the grounds and enthusiastically greeting visitors. Kyoko has learned numerous sutras and convinced herself that the ways of temple are helping her, but in reality, she's almost clueless to what anything means over there. Perhaps subconsciously realizing this, she's made it a habit to wake up early and echo out at least this one phrase. I feel nice and refreshed. Echoing out that morning greeting is always so nice. It's really the only thing worth shouting back anymore. Best not to worry about all that. I hope you have a wonderful day, mysterious voice. Maybe one day I can meet them. Alright, time to get back to the Yora Temple. I've got some serious sweeping to do for our guest today. I wonder what they'll be like. Yate, paragate. Alright. What do I do about this? This is 14,000 words. If I try to do that voice for 14,000 words, I will not be able to speak for the rest of my life. So, cock-a-doodle-doo. Yes, it's always a bit rough on the throat, but at least I get to hear my wonderful friend say good morning, too. Now, what do I need to do next? Into my nest. Make sure the chicks are awake. Oh, I need to wash my mouth. There's no toothpaste day to cover. Our salad looks so weird. Apparently tastes funny, but I guess it's good for you. Yeah. Here we have Kotaka Niwatori, a goddess of wild chickens, formerly named Niwatari-jin. Was she? Okay. Kotaka works as part of the Gensokyo division of the Ministry of Right and Wrong, directly under Gensokyo's Yama Ekishiki Yamazanadu. She's tasked with overseeing the checkpoint to Hell and various other worlds, and so has experience with various forms of the afterlife and the people within those realms. Despite her admirable skills with organization and patrol, Kotaka is well. So, do I just swallow this stuff then? It looks like the weird stuff for me to take. Down it goes. She is a complete bird brain. As are all the birds. What in all the myriad gods would they think of this? Kotaka has naturally developed a habit of speaking out her thoughts or actions, likely because she has trouble remembering what she needs to do. Now, my friends, they must be hungry. I need to feed them breakfast. I say, it's mixed with kale, the new seed discovered. Yep. Did I accidentally? Yep, stop it. Wait, was that part of the game? Okay. No. Auto was on, and I did not turn it on. You wanna stop, Kotaka? Oh, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Hmm. Did I turn it off? No, I didn't. Mm-hmm. Yep. We done? Wait. Kodaka, we done? Alright. What the hell just happened? I'm assuming that was part of like a cutscene or something, where it just turned on auto for some reason. What did you say, chicken? Let's see, there's this mix with kale, the new seed discovered in heaven, the tango rice mix, Dormy's questionable dreamy mix, well, never use, and oh, the corn feed. Ah, but the corn feed is for guests. I need to save the best one for special occasions. Maybe the ancestral feed will do. Yeah, it should be nice for today. So there should be here, and I'll spread some here, and dump a huge pile here, and the usual crew should start running very soon. There you are. Good morning. Hello, Billy. You're running around a lot. Did you wake up early again? Oh, cock. Is this cock? Ugh. Ah, Cook, you're so silly. That's the way to the oranges, not the water. You usually have a great sense of direction, too. Oh, Buck, you really need to stop leaving your little ones behind, okay? And Scratch, you'll get dirty if you stay in the ground like that. I'm gonna have to wash you all over again. Kodaka's always had a busy morning wrangling up her 100 or so chickens. It's something he's learned to allocate time for, because Kodaka has made a space for herself in a spring on Yokai Mountain. She's able to separate her work and personal life in a way such that, though it does require a good deal of traveling on her part, while Kodaka would usually head straight to Higan after managing her morning craziness, today happens to be a little different. If I could, can I go back to reading normally, please? Alright, friends, usually I only take a check, but who wants to come with me to the Bjorn Temple today? Rocky's already nested in my hair, so he's coming along too. Hey, why the long faces? I say it's a great opportunity with no takers. Foghorn Leghorn, I guess you want to come with us? You can stop pecking me so gracefully, eh? Always the face to win, aren't you? And listen, Foghorn, I'll carry you and Rocky there, but when I start to speak to the nice lady at the Bjorn Temple, you have to be quiet, okay? No screeching and pecking at people. You can look after little Rocky and maybe teach him how to flap his wings a little bit. Alright, friends, we'll see you there. Be careful when you explore around today, though. The upcoming festival is sure to have Yokai Mountain a bit busier. And with that, Kotaka shifted her mind into work mode and prepared to take flight. You know, Foghorn, going around and watching these incidents, tying up loose ends has me a bit lost. I've had to visit various Kirasami, always early to talk to her about various things, but now you speak to your temple as well. And I still have to apologize formally to that mountain god. What was her name? Oh, man, I figured who that vampire was. She'd like to do, huh? Between the Beast Spirit incident and the Ability Cards incident, along with their adverse effects, Kotaka has been finding herself getting much more involved than usual, infiltrating black markets, repairing a leak in the Sanzu River, performing shoreline operations in hell to hold back strong animal spirits. Thinking about her struggles made her leg ache. Saki Kurokowa's kicks from that failed shoreline operation left Kotaka with a permanently damaged leg, and now she has a limp. Well, that's sad. And everything would have been fine then if Hakure Kirasami and Kanpaku just trusted me to. If anything, we could have worked together. They didn't need to throw all those spells at me. They'd have read a whole report and everything. Hey, Foghorn, stop pecking my cheek. Fine, or stop thinking about it, eh? Gaka tended to get distracted and has a history of forgetting important details, but her heart was in an honest place. I find myself wondering more and more about who our visitor is. Rasa said they work at Higan, which means they must be a big deal. Surely it isn't the Yama herself. I heard from Mistia that she's tough to be around. With someone so important arriving, I guess all we can really do is sweep, though, huh? And greet them, too? Having so much prestige to them is sure to make it at least a little more exciting than usual. Should be the place. Huh, is our guest already here? It seems like the Bjorn Temple. For a second there, I thought I would get lost. Yarko took the chance to look over the new arrival, who had approached from above and behind the temple, instead of walking through the front gates, like most people would. Soft blonde hair to match striking golden wings, and a simple orange and white outfit to fit the girl. Bright, bold, red flashes dotted the view through an unruly tuft of hair and piercing eyes. The colors of the girl were all bright, warm colors that somehow made a strong yet gentle appearance. It's that nice SpongeBob aura. Kyoko found herself mumbling out of awe. Oh, pretty.
Foghorn, stop growling with me. This is definitely the right place for anything with Ash's Yokai over there, right?
I need to take the incentive. I was caught off guard by her entrance. I wonder what she's like. And is that a chicken she's holding?
Good morning.
Huh? No, Kyoko said that. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. Sorry for asking so suddenly, but this is the Bjorn Temple. I was told the directions to get here, but ended up getting lost anyway.
Oh, you made it to your destination then. Welcome. We're happy to have you. Are you a visitor from Higan? Visitors? Are these chickens like gifts, or,
So I did make it. Nice. Thanks for your help, miss. And well, perhaps I should have prepared some sort of gift. Huh? Rocky and Foghorn, my precious friends. I love them with all I can give.
Friends? Multiple. I only see one chicken, though. Kotaka motioned to her hair, and after some observation, Kyoko spied a small yellow blur resting around within the red tufts of the girl's head.
Rocky's the baby chick who's accompanying me today, and this broody one in my arms is Foghorn. 2 chickens? Well, 3 chickens if you count me, I suppose.
Oh, well, nice to meet you 3. I didn't realize Higan had chickens.
Well, these little fellas aren't from Higan necessarily, just from my house, but I shouldn't dilly-dally. I need to meet someone named Captain Mufasa here. Captain Mufasa here. I'll head inside. Have a good day, miss.
Mufasa? Did she mean Mufasa? Is this all about the black water stuff? Oh, wait, I forgot to introduce myself. She seems so nice, too. I wanted to learn more about what she did. Nearly 2 hours pass, and Kyoko had long finished sweeping the temple grounds, and so she mindlessly starts to sweep it again, pondering on that girl. It's not how sweeping works, Kyoko. I guess it is, but you don't want to Sisyphus your sweeping works, Kyoko. She clearly has relations to chickens, but that's really all I know of her. There's nothing about her that distinctly points out a role he got. Kyoko couldn't explain it, but there was something about that girl that made her want to learn more. Was it just the excitement of a new face after a while? Was it her appearance? Heck, was it the chickens? After many minutes of questioning her thoughts, Kyoko heard the girl exit the temple. The chicken girl wasted no time and started to fly away before Kyoko could even fully process what was happening. Using her powerful voice and reflecting sound, Kyoko yelled after her in an attempt to talk even just a bit more. Wait! The flying girl almost took a nosedive from the shock of the sudden cry, and Foghorn started clucking away, but she managed to stabilize herself and land near Kyoko. The Yamamiko had reined the girl back in, at the cost of damaging her throat, out of self-imposed panic.
Miss, you shouldn't strain your throat like that. You'll hurt yourself. Here, let me help you.
Kyoko stiffened up as a warm hand was placed lightly upon her neck. Unexpectedly, the girl's hand began to glow, and instantly there was a soothing, comfortable feeling that touched every point of her throat. It was as if the richest of bee yokai honey. Bee yokai honey? Okay. Or perhaps the most expertly cooked soup had been fed to her. No herbal tea could match the relaxing feeling of that touch. Kyoko felt herself loosening up from her initial reactionary stiffness. Her raised tail and perked up ears drooped a bit as she took a glance at the girl's face. Those bright and honest red eyes looked back, and the girl tilted her head slightly to Kyoko. A warm smile. Kyoko felt an odd change from within her. Why did her face feel hot? You know what else feels hot? Me. I need to go turn the fan on. It wasn't that hot earlier. I didn't need the fan on when I recorded the Cherno Frog game, but like 20 minutes later, it's already too hot to be bearable.
Always remember to take care of yourself, alright?
I should probably push the fan a bit back. It's kind of close. It might be a bit loud. Very professional, I guess. And it's not consistent with the recordings either. Like the Racing Bunny game had like fan noises every now and then. But it didn't seem to be a problem for other things I recorded. I don't know. That makes any sense to me. Hey, yeah, right. My throat. How did you? It feels better. than it's ever been.
Well, I guess that's a perk of being, well, me, I think.
A perk? So, like, an ability then? That's super cool. Well, the reason I called you was actually because if it's alright, may I ask who you are? I realize we never introduced ourselves, and I feel kind of bad for just not saying anything, but yeah.
Huh. Oh, right. You're the silver hover person who told me where I was. I didn't even present myself correctly. Always forget stuff like that. Sorry. I'm Kataka Nigotari, or God, the Wild Chickens.
Oh, God, forgive me for not knowing. I'm still studying here at the temple.
I don't really do anything too notable, miss. Just treat me as a friend instead. Doesn't matter what we're supposed to be.
Oh, awesome. I'm Kyoko Kasadani. I'm a Yamabiko.
Nice to meet you, Miss Kyoko. If you're a Yamabiko, I think my chickens really like you. They always sing out sunrise right after me. Maybe you can start parroting each other.
Huh?
Oh, Yamabiko aren't really active anymore, right? Sorry, I haven't. We a big cock-a-doodle-doo when the sun rises every morning. It helps wake Yokai Mountain up. I guess it's sort of an alarm clock for the Tango and Kappa and everyone else. My chicken friends usually like to join in the whole morning chorus. It's a wonderful way to start the morning, though I'm probably the only person in Kosoki who thinks like that.
You sing out in the morning? Kotaka, how long have you been doing that?
20 years to count. That's what a chicken does, right? Not proud it bothers you too, doesn't it? I know this temple is around the outskirts of the mountainous area, but I guess it does reach even here, huh?
This is the person I've been wanting to meet, and she's right here, in front of me. I'm so excited. I need to let her know how much I appreciate what she does. It doesn't bother me. One night I couldn't sleep, so I just kind of ended up walking the mountain trails so I could watch the sunrise, and that's when I heard it. I've been probably echoing it out back to Kitsokyo since that day. I look forward to it every time.
Oh, that makes me happy, hearing that. I appreciate it. Maybe your echo helps me my message reach more to Kitsokyo, too. I guess we've been working together this whole time, and I work neither where. Thank you for your hard work.
Kyoko felt her tail and ears perk up just a bit as a surprised smile escaped onto her face. I should be thanking you. I'm not able to do what I love the most a lot of the time, so having something consistent like that makes my morning.
You're really sweet, Miss Kyoko. I hope you continue to work hard, though. Here, though, speaking of working hard, I should get back to Lady Aki now and tell her about Captain, their name was, Kogasha.
Duh?
Is that not her name? Your ship captain?
You mean Marasa? Kogasa is just a yokai who likes playing in the graveyard.
Huh. I got confused again. Foghorn, remember that for me. It's Captain Marasa. My apologies. Sometimes a bit forgetful of all the details when it comes to these things, but you've been really helpful, Miss Kyoko. I wish I could count on you every day. Where should we go now, though? Hope you have a nice afternoon.
There was some part of Kyoko that wanted to call out to Kotaka one more time to bring her back and talk to her more, but she was hit with the full force of a single sentence, one that froze her in her tracks and made her realize something. She said, I wish I could count on you, every day. Why did that resonate with me so much? I can hear it repeating in my head, echoing on and on. Wish I could count on you every day. Remembering those words on repeat as if they were her own, Kyoko's heart started to thump faster. Her grip on her broom became tighter. Her tail and ears shifted around as she felt her face flush red. Kyoko eventually was left standing in the twice-swept courtyard of the Bjorn Temple grounds. Speechless, Kutaka Newatari, the goddess of chickens who worked near hell and called out in the morning, had done one more thing today. She had stirred Kyoko's heart. What were originally unknown hidden feelings of passion for the mysterious voice who continued to give Kyoko her meaning had quickly transformed into something much more. The chirpy voice, the soft aura encased within the strong will, the chicken she loved so dearly, the careful touch of her healing hand, and the smile that shone brighter than the morning sun during it. Thoughts flying around her head, heartbeats echoing within her chest, and hand unconsciously rising up to her throat. Kyoko realized what this meant. What was a casual comment from Kotaka was much, much more to her. Kyoko wanted Kotaka to count on her every day, and she wanted to rely on Kotaka for finding more than just her echoes. The one who had sustained Kyoko's original purpose had now ignited her love, and so quickly, too, she wasn't even sure if this was normal or how she would deal with it. Yet she was absolutely sure of one thing. I really want to see Kotaka again. I have to tell Mistia. Need to tell my bird friend about the other bird. You know what they say about dogs chasing birds? It kind of happens. Wait. You're saying you immediately just decided right then and there that you would get with her without actually talking to her or anything? But I did talk to her. This is Misty Lorelei. a night sparrow yokai. Most know her for her food stand, which serves as trademark grilled lamprey. The food Mistia serves is fabled to have a healing effect for confusion and night blindness, but that's actually Mistia being a little shithead. In reality, this is a girl who wants business, and she uses her off-key singing to inflict her patrons with those ailments. Then she lifts them once they eat her food. It's unabashedly a full-on scam, though those who know about it give her a pass because her grilled lamprey is more than delicious. Mistia also happens to be Kyoko's best friend. The two perform in a band together, known as Chojo Gigaku.
You're doing that thing again.
What thing?
Your hum singing, as if you don't believe me at all. I really did talk to her.
You exchanged words. That isn't talking.
And that doesn't make sense.
How do I put this? The whole thing seems service level?
Huh?
I mean, if it was just pleasantries, it sounds like you have no idea what she's really like.
I mean, I guess I don't know everything, but...
Kyoko, you know nothing.
Yeah?
Kyoko's first thought after meeting Kotako was to visit Mistia, who she was expecting blatant encouragement from. Instead, she got hit with the cold slap of reality. Sorry, didn't mean to bring you down.
I want to at least get to know her, though.
Now, this sounds like an awesome thing to possibly happen to you, but we should start with everything you know about her and break down why you were so attracted to her from the get-go.
Will that really work?
Worked with Earl and I, and we're still a happy couple. I'd say it's pretty good. That good food. She really likes my food. I thought you tried to serenade her with your ridiculous "You Are the Flying Light to My Blinding Darkness" song thing. Hey, don't jab at me. It worked, didn't it? Something tells me we're in a completely different situation with the girls we like. Well, yeah, mine's a bug. Yet you still asked for my advice, so that means I must be pretty smart.
Nah, you're still bird brain. I think Rico likes you because you're not smart.
So you like that other girl because of the same reason then?
Well,
Listen. I think my point still stands. If you figure out what makes your heart run a mile, then you'll appreciate your love a lot more. I personally sing it all out, though I think your voice is too screamy for that. Haha.
if I'm so screamy, then how come I'm the vocalist for our songs?
Because we're a screaming band, Kyoko. Relax. It's a good type of screaming. Here, I'll treat you to a serving on the house or the kitchen that you tell me all about her. Sound good?
Well, if I can't pass out some good food, can I?
Perfect. Here, this one's fresh.
Oh? So? Well, technically, we just met earlier today. Her name is Kotaka Niwatari, and she visited the temple to meet with Marasa for some weird business reason. It had something to do with Higan, but that's all I know about that. And? Well, we talked a bit, introduced ourselves, and she had some chickens with her. Her voice was soft but strong, and she looked that way, too. When I called out to her, she was concerned about my throat, and get this, she healed it. She had super relaxing touch, and now I feel like I could perform 50 concerts in a row. She's super pretty and honest and gentle, and already I want to see her again.
Uh-huh.
What is it?
There's something you're not telling me. It's cute seeing you funnel through the usual crush responses, but there's something deeper, something about her that really speaks to you. I can see the slight movement of your tail wagging, too.
Wait, what? My tail wags? I thought it was too short to wag. Oh, no. Was it wagging when I talked to her?
Kyoko, there is no dog tail too short to wag. Come on, Kyoko, every tail wags. If not, is it even a tail? But anyways, forget about that. What's the big thing? The arrow of love that pierced through you. Kyoko knew she skipped over the whole cock-a-doodle-doo thing, but was it really necessary to say that? It was sort of intimate and personal to her, and now that Kotaka knew it, she felt like the two could have shared that knowledge together. Plus, she felt like it would be super embarrassing to tell anyone how she started her mornings. Kyoko, you're silent, which means you're hiding something. And that I'm right. You're never silent. Come on, it's not some dark, steep secret, is it?
It's nothing like that. I just feel like you're going to laugh if I say it out loud. I mean, yeah, probably, but you should say it anyway.
Well, here it goes.
I'm not sure if you're in the range to hear it usually, but Kotaka usually shouts out a cock-a-doodle-doo into the mountain range at the crack of dawn. I've heard it one morning when I was up early, and since then I've made sure to wake up in time so I can echo out her call. I had no idea who was doing it, but I really, really appreciated them for what they did. Learning sutras at the temple and having our concerts is nice and all, but traveling mountain trails and hearing what people shouted into the mountains was what I did for a long time, so being able to go back to that, even for just a little bit, is really nice. I vowed to myself that one day I would meet the person who did that, and then she suddenly showed up, and she was just, how do I even explain it? Just Just attributing the voice to any person would have been great, and meeting them would have been awesome, but something about Kotaka made the surprise the best it could have been, and, eh. So you did laugh. I shouldn't have said anything. It's the good type of laugh. Really now, just like how I sing is the good type of screaming? Exactly, now you're getting it. I was supposed to be a jab at you again. Dear friend, if I turn everything against me into something good, I'm unjabbable. Back on track, I get it. It's like when night blindness is finally cleared away. You had the blurry image of how it could have gone in your head, or who it could have been, but that was only what you thought. When the image became clear, it was more beautiful than you thought it could be, and now you want to find out all the words that the image holds. What? Huh? What? I actually don't know what I just said. Wow. Bird brain, you sounded so cool, and to forget it. Point is, you really want to learn more about it, right? Because there's a person behind the voice now. You got a taste, and now you want the full meal. Speaking of which, we've done so much love talking that your lamprey is going to get cold. Eat up. Ah, you're right. Thanks for the meal. Enjoy. So while you're munching, it's strategy time. Strategy? Spaghetti? Yep, you want to get closer to your love, right? I'm going to support you. Though there are a few things you should know. That sounds ominous. Maybe. Your tea singing is only making me more nervous. Well, it's more about how Kotaka is rather than you. You're thinking about the same bird, then I've actually met her a few times. Wait, what? Yep, there was a time when Bird Yoka had weekly meetups to discuss some stuff about avoiding being eaten or something like that. It never lasted, Yukiko's still a problem. Anyways, weirdly enough, she was a part of it despite being a god. And she never remembered anyone. She wasn't a bad person or anything, but even I remember everyone else there. I guess for her, the names and faces were just not connecting. Are you saying that she's not going to remember our conversation? I thought it was pretty memorable. Yep. I mean, to be fair, she's a chicken. They take 3 steps and forget. The vibe I get from her was sort of dutiful, maybe? Maybe she's thinking about it too much, and that's why she filters out smaller things like that. So what am I supposed to do? If I keep telling her that I want to spend time with her, it's going to become less and less heartful. Then I'll just feel empty. Well, I actually think you've got an advantage here. Your conversation was somehow part of the process during a work task, and you talked about something she enjoys. Chickens and the morning call, right? If you act quick, you can rise your memory rank within her mind. Memory rank? What the heck type of term is that? Ah, well, Rickle used it with me, so I'm just kind of copying what she said. So initially, you forgot about Wriggle too? Even though you were the one who went to her first? Everybody's gonna get cold, huh? Wow. Anyway, if anything, it's proof that memory ranks are a thing. Probably. She's a bird too. It should be similar. You just need to make a continued, lasting impression. Say key words and constantly approach her. You say that like it's easy. Unlike you and Wriggle, we don't live near each other, or even work near each other. I have no idea if she really wants to see me again. Well, I'd say a super good chance is approaching. Really? The Tengu Star Festival is coming up. That sketchy Dai Tengu is flaunting her money again, so all you need to do is talk to Kotaka there. I'm almost entirely sure that she'll be attending. Ministry workers are at every big gathering like that, and since it's on Yokai Mountain, Kotaka has a higher chance of appearing too. You said she calls out the morning from the mountain, right? She'll likely do that and stick around for the festival. I feel like that wouldn't work, though. Like, everyone is gonna be there? How the heck am I supposed to find her? Even if I do, will I be able to talk to her properly? There's way too many people at a festival. That's why you take her somewhere private. Being at the festival is only the first step, and if you're lucky, you won't even have to be there long. You should probably learn some trick or something that would stick with her. Tricks? I'm not some dog looking for treats. I mean... Josh. Hee, cold lamprey getting to you? More so you than anything else. Hello, pardon me, may I ask for a bit of assistance? There's no way. Kyoko twisted her head so hard in the direction of the voice that she was certain she gave herself whiplash. An orange dress, golden hair and wings, and bright red eyes with a tuft on top to match. Yep, she checked all the boxes. Kotaka. Oh, people know who I am? That's surprising. I didn't see you there either. The lighting's a bit weird from my direction. Hello, Yoto. Hey. Yes, hi, oh, excuse me one moment. Sometimes my customers get a little jittery, but I have a trick that'll fix them right up. Misty pulled Kyoko over to the side, and the two were now engaged in a huddle, frantically whispering.
Kyoko, you can't afford to fumble here. What are you doing? She came out of nowhere. I'm not physically or mentally prepared for this. It's been, what, maybe half a day, right? This is the best opportunity you're gonna have. Just make yourself in her brain.
How?
I did already, didn't I? Keywords. Vocabulary sheets, Kyoko. Even if your entire vocabulary is just a rehash of what happened earlier today, you need to make yourself part of your schedule. I'll back you up, so let's go.
Fine.
Mr. Kyoko comfortably returned to their original positions and acted like nothing happened.
Is everything alright? I was supposed to.
No worries, it's good to see you again so soon, Kotaka.
Again? Have we met before? I can't really see you from over there. Here we give it a close look.
In regards for boundaries, Kotaka strolled up and leaned downwards, her face meeting Kyoko's for the second time that day. Kyoko found herself tensing up from the action, unprepared once again for the closeness of the chicken goddess. The three remained in their exact positions for at least a minute. Kyoko bunched her legs together and sitting with stiff and anxious posture, staring into Kotaka's eyes, which were deciphering who exactly the girl before them was. Kotaka stood resolute, leaning forwards to get a close look in the dim lantern light. And Mistia stood behind the counter, smiling in the silent entertainment that she was unexpectedly treated to.
Oh, you're the girl from earlier. Kaneko Kawashiro, right? Thank you again for your hard work and echoing work.
Kotaka ended that sentence genuinely, as if believed that was Kyoko's true name, and proceeded to give off a fake smile with a salute. Yes, of course, I love to do it. What she means to say is her name is Kyoko Kasadani, and she would love to talk to you more. I'm her best friend, Mistia Lorelei. That's not support, Mistia. That's a straight-up attack. That's so direct. Kyoko gave Misty a death glare, sharper than Sakuya's knives. Mistia smiled with mischievous intent.
Alright, I got names mixed up again. Sorry, Miss Kyoko. But sure, it was fun to talk earlier. What do you want to talk about?
Kyoko looked back to Mistia as if to say, never mind, thank you, and then Mistia winked in acknowledgement. Well, we didn't have a lot of time earlier today, so I wanted to learn more about what you did. I met some of your chicken friends, but you said they weren't from Higan, so I got a little confused.
Oh, well, I don't usually take the older chickens with me to work. They still hang out at the usual place. I switch out the little ones, though. Sometimes they're curious enough to join me. The other times, their mamas are a little mean, so I help them out a little bit.
If you don't live in Higan, then what do you do there?
I act as the border checkpoint guard between hell and a bunch of other worlds. Other worlds, there's actually a lot of different hells, and even stuff like the borders and rainbows and dreams and the heavens and even more places I sometimes need to explore. That's rare though, most of my work involves the Oni, underground yokai, or beast spirits. There are a lot of agreements I need to keep track of too. Who can go where at what times and how they do it, and because places like hell are always in power struggles, I have to be aware of all that. Getting into technical stuff is boring for most people. In simple terms, I'm kind of like a gatekeeper. There are a lot of those.
Oh, well, I'm kind of like a gatekeeper too, though I only manage one gate.
Wow, Miss Kyoko, that's awesome. What type of characters do you see?
Well, usually they're yokai and humans who are interested in the teachings of Yorin Temple, but I guess all I do is greet them. Usually the fights and stuff are handled by Verasa Yitrin.
That's essential. A gatekeeper who can't properly converse with travelers shouldn't be a gatekeeper. A lot of people think it's all about keeping people away, but I don't think so. There's this one wolf spirit who I talked to for a long time while after his leader tried to take over service. At first it was difficult for me to speak because it was right after all the trouble and I wasn't particularly in the best shape. But the wolf spirit advised for philosophy and inherent aggression just wanted to talk about what he had seen on the service of Kinsoku and how he thought about it all.
You talked with an animal spirit? I tried speaking with some of the eagles while they were up here and they just annoyed me instead.
Exactly. Stuff like that would make it difficult, right? And because I was against the wolf spirit's leader, it felt like I was dodging through the tightest of Danmaku, but once we started talking, it was as if we were talking with a friend. Eventually, I was able to come to an understanding of what the animal spirits were trying to do around that time. Even though they were still causing problems, I was able to work with some of them. Now, the wolf spirit's leader hangs out around that rainbow dragon cave that's been so popular lately because they have black markets. I don't really interact with her too much. I'm not ready to just yet, but just through simple monitoring for me and other workers, she's able to spread her wings up here a bit. The wolf spirit that I talked to actually came back and thanked me. That's what being a gatekeeper should be like. To me, it's not about keeping the gate closed. It's about allowing the gate to open up for more people. Did I ramble on about something again? I apologize, I was out of nowhere. Lady Icky always tells me to stay on track, but I have trouble doing that, it seems.
That was, wow, it was awesome. Yeah, totally cool. What an inspiring story. It makes me feel motivated.
Oh, that's unexpected. I think most people find it boring, but I'm happy to hear you two liked it. Actually, a bit glad. Most people try to talk about things other than their work, but for me, I can't help it.
Did you find it hard to do so? I think for me, I want to talk more about varied subjects with people or talk to certain people more, but I can't ever find the chance to do so.
Perhaps that's it. I haven't really thought about it before. Maybe I'm too much of a bird brain to consider it correctly, though.
It's rare that I find a bird who knows they're a bird brain. Ah, but you're one too, Mistia. I was saying that as a fellow bird brain bird who knows of their bird brainness.
Personally, I think it's hard for me to deny it when my own boss calls me a bird brain, but that doesn't matter. All I need to do is try my best. Actually, before I forget, Mix Kyoko, you're asking about how I found conversation to be, right?
Yeah, I tend to want to reach out more, but it's not always easy. Fun fact, Kyoko visits my stand here often to talk with other customers, but she always finds an excuse to leave if they get chatty. That's how we met, actually. She was just sniffing around for new friends right here and kept coming back, and now we're friends.
Hey, super embarrassing. What are you saying? Oh, that's cute, though, Miss Kyoko.
Cute?
Admirable, too. For me, I just kind of needed to get good at talking to people because of my job, and I still have trouble. But if you want to improve, if you want to be a great gatekeeper, I think it's a really good way to start. If anything, I could learn something from your efforts, though. Exploring new people to talk to is a bit tough with all the work I need to do, especially in the coming days.
Oh, you mean the Tengu? You mean the Tengu Star Festival?
You've got it. Big events like these are always a busy time for people like me. Lots of underground yokai, especially the Oni, are going to want to travel to Yokai Mountain and the Muriel Shrine for all the action. That leaves me with a lot of work to do, but that's alright because if everyone wants to have a good time, then I can be sure to play a good part in making that happen.
Does that mean you won't be at the festival then?
Well, I won't be there for most of it at least. I need to make sure everybody in there is supposed to be where they're supposed to be. Security is a tag team between the Tengu, the Netherworld, and the maniacal human princess, apparently.
That last part of security sounded a bit off. Maniacal?
Well, I don't think about it too much. It's overseen by the higher parts of the ministry, so it's not my place to question, really.
Well, if you will be there at the end, then I wanted to, you see...
Back up. I want to spend more time with you.
Is that alright?
No, sure. You ready fun to talk to, Miss Kyoko? I don't really know a good time, though.
I think if we do some things over the next few days until the festival, we can become closer friends and then go to the end of the festival together too. It seems like we're both busy though, so maybe in the evenings.
The evenings? Usually I tend to my chicken friends around the time, but if you don't mind visiting me, then I will be happy to welcome you in.
Your house, yes, let's do that. Your house, maybe you can tell me more about your chickens and how you like to do your morning skull.
That sounds wonderful. I'll be sure to introduce you to all of them. Actually, I would usually be there right now, but I got to reach... Where is it? D&D, that's why I came up here in the first place. I guess I really got caught up in the conversation, silly me.
Ante? Is that lunar clinic the one with all those weird medicine and those rabbits hopping around it? Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Supposedly it's really confusing.
That's it. I was originally going to ask about directions to get there. I tried flying over all the bamboo, but it's a bit too dark to make out anything, and the tall foliage does an elevator.
You seriously believe in their medicine?
Oh, well, for certain reasons, I find myself there. That's all I'll say for now.
Yeah, it's not good to question it like that. Well, I think my lamprey sake can fix anything, but fine.
Ah, well, it's alright. I guess I can share a little. You two have been very nice after all. For certain reasons, I have a damaged leg, so I was ordered by Lady Icky to get it treated over there. The head doctor, Miss Erin, also appreciates my stroke healing ability, and so sometimes I help her with patients that have troubles like that. Usually, I go in daylight, where I can find my way, but because of my business at Muir Temple, I'm a nighttime patient right now.
Kyoko desperately wanted to talk more, and she definitely wanted to reach a level of trust with Kataka where she could talk about the more sensitive issues that she was clearly hiding, but she knew charging straight into things was wrong. This opportunity was already a miracle. Well, I'm about to close up, and Kyoko needs to go home soon anyway, so I can lead you there if you want.
No, sure, really do appreciate it, Miss Mistia.
One last thing, Kutaka, if there's a way you can write down directions for me so that I can find your way to your house.
Oops, guess you need that too. I'm always forgetting stuff like that. Let me just write that real quick. Ah, there you go. If you want, you can visit me tomorrow evening, and we can talk some more. Have a good night.
Heavenly, good night. See you whenever, good Kyoko. Good job today. See ya. Kyoko traveled back to the Mjorn Temple that night, perhaps the happiest she had ever been. She was both able to meet and start a friendship with the now realized person of her dreams, all in one day, and she even had her best friend supporting her. Kyoko's little quips echoed in her head. Kutaka, yes.
Oh, that's cute though, Miss Kyoko. If anything, I can learn something from your efforts. You've been really helpful, Miss Kyoko. I wish I could count on you every day.
She was a bit restless, but Kyoko allowed those ultra-pleasant sentences to sing her to sleep. As Kyoko tucked herself into sleep that night, the promise of tomorrow was enough to keep her content, and there remained a smile on her face as she drifted off to sleep. It can't be. If I turn this way, it's possible she held the paper wrong. Surely there's a hidden message then.
Ah, this is completely illegible.
Is there handwriting? I'm so boggled I'm talking to myself. It's not like this mirror will say anything of note.
Hello, mirror me.
Hello, mirror me. I'm echoing myself again with this, huh?
I'm echoing myself again with this, huh?
Ah, whatever. Really is an echo if we speak at the same time, though?
Ah! Ah!
Must have been my imagination. I'm really gonna wake up. Yikes. What the heck am I gonna do about this note, though? How in any conceivable way is this something anyone could read? There's pen marks here and like some sort of character there. Is that a doodle of a tree or just a butchered word? I wonder if Kutaka has some struggles with literacy comprehension. Maybe I could teach her. Oh, wait. She's accomplishing that steady job. So maybe she was tired? It was pretty late in the day, and she did seem like she was thinking about a whole lot. Maybe I should just ask her when we meet later, but how am I going to get there in the first place? Already echoed out her call again today, and it felt even better than usual. I can't lose this opportunity to establish a connection. We could talk more about our jobs, our hobbies, our favorite food, how beautiful she is, and maybe even hold hands. No. That's way too much, Kyoko. You're dreaming too much. Little steps. She needs to remember you 100% every time you meet first. Take it slow. Guess we'll have to ask around, but wait. That would be awkward. Yokai Mountain can be very territorial, and Yamabiko, like me, intruding into new places just to ask trivia questions would not be fun on either side.
I can't even ask Mitsuya either because she's with Wriggle today.
Okay then. I'll work sleep on the front before heading to Yokai Mountain and hoping to get somewhere. It's a good thing Byakuya and Sho are still on their off-site trip today, and Ichiran and Maris are likely still passed out from drinking last night. Unsigned doesn't mind much about what I do either, so I'm all good. Now to get to work. I swear the waterfall was close before. Did I really? How has it been 42 minutes already? I wonder what the waterfall was close before. Did I really just go in a circle? How is Yokai Mountain so confusing? I made a left there and followed the stone stair, then I swear I should have at least been halfway that away. How the heck did I get lost so easily? It's been hours already and I already ate all my snacks. When in doubt, just yell at your problems.
Go to the mountain! Which way should I go?
Go to the mountain! Which way should I go? I think I'm going insane. So hope you were.
Ah!
Huh?
Bagak!
I just echoed that out of habit. Oops. But what was that anyway? It almost sounded like a chick. A chicken! That was totally a chicken. That means I'm getting warmer.
Bagak!
Sounds like it's from over this way. Where are you? What are you? Hi there, little chicken buddy. The chicken. Chicken was, in fact, not little. It was probably the biggest chicken Kyoko had ever seen, and as it stood up from its resting position, Kyoko realized she might have made a big mistake. A mistake smaller than the size of the chicken, but a mistake of significant size nonetheless. It stood proudly tall and with abundant feathers that shone a pearly white fading in and out of an ebony black. The chicken took one fluffy step, and then another, and then shot Kyoko a glare that could rival even the strongest of yokai. Kyoko felt petrified. What type of yokai had she run into?
Bagak?
Hi, I'm Kyoko Kasadani. Cluck cluck. Chicken noises. Oh, is that a growl or a happy noise? What's the latter? Hey. I'm trying someone you might know, actually. There's this friend of mine, the goddess of wild chicken. She's named Neotari. Is there a way you could lead me to her friend? Chicken noises. The chicken slowly circled around Kyoko, making those low, rapid-fire clucking noises, its eye open and piercing into the Yamamiko's presence. Kyoko still felt like she couldn't move, and she had no idea if that was her own anxiety or if the chicken was doing something to her. For a few circles, the chicken stopped right in front of her, and Kyoko's heart began to beat faster and faster. Was this chicken going to take her out before she could even see Kutaka again? It was big enough to peck at her torso and rip her frantic heart right out if it so wanted. In fact, she felt like she saw it grow in size. Did its feathers get bigger? As the chicken leaned in, Kyoko shriveled up even more, and the chicken gave Kyoko a light tap and peck on the head before starting to walk away. Huh? Chicken noises. Do you want me to follow you? The chicken simply flapped his wings and started walking through the trees. Kyoko took that as a sign to follow it. It was perhaps a 30-minute walk before Kotaka saw a vane that caught her attention, a view even. The chicken took a break from its flapping and low clucking to crow a large cry. Kyoko saw a sight that she wasn't expecting to see, with the low sun shining its deep orange glow onto the area before her. Kyoko found her breath taken away. A modest wooden house placed within a greasy terrain, with many, many chickens walking around. There were chicken coops, nests, various old wooden chairs, and tiny sheds, and if Kyoko squinted her eyes, she could see a natural spring near the back of the house. When the chicken let out its loud cry, it was as if all the smaller chickens moved away from where its gaze landed, and so the chicken walked forward and rested right on the biggest empty spot on the edge of the porch. So this is our house. Thank you so much, friend. The chicken only ruffled its feathers in response. Is Kotaka even here, though? She should be, right?
There, let's go. Dinner's ready. Where are you going off to? Hi, Donna. Sorry, missed you there. Hi, there you are. Right in the coop again. There's no need to be shy, all right? I won't break it. I won't back at you. Good evening. Forgot to you too, Kotaka. Oh, goodness, it's always me. Now it's been embarrassing. Been a while since I went full chicken in front of someone.
Full chicken?
Oh, well, I'll explain in a bit. But hello, Miss Koto here. No, not Miss Kyoko. Hello, I managed to remember this time.
Yoo-hoo, I'm glad you did. Hello, Kotaka. Also, I meant to say it yesterday, but you don't need to call me Miss.
Sorry, sure, I don't want to be disrespectful or anything.
Anything, I'm the disrespectful one. You're a god, and I said to treat you like a friend, right? It should go both ways.
Oh, that does make sense. Kyoko.
You don't need to repeat my name over and over, though. Huh?
It's alright, I'm just raising your memory rank as well.
Wait, you use that term too?
Actually, Miss Misty told me about it yesterday when she was guiding you to meet Ayate, and I want to see if it works. You're fun to talk to, Kyoko, so I want to make sure you remain important in my mind. It would be foolish for me to forget my friends.
And I see. Kotaka wants to remember me.
Yeah.
Can't believe Misty is spreading that nonsense, but also, Kotaka, I think that's not really necessary. I feel like if you focus on the fact that you might forget something, you'll lose out on the actual experience.
Huh?
Well, I used to be like that when I was more active with some of the Yakubigo. I usually thought the worst about our activities. What if this goes wrong? Or we need to do this to make this fun? Were things that I kept thinking about. And now when I look back on those days, I realize I didn't really enjoy them because of that. So even if you do forget, I can always help you remember, alright? Just make sure to have fun.
Kyoko. Alright then, I'll be counting on you. Make sure to never forget.
Right. Memory rank up. What the heck was that noise?
That's the random memory rank jingle. I think you're ready to get up.
What? How does it even... Whatever. I won't question it. It's best that I don't question it. I won't.
You're funny to watch, Kyoko. I was wondering, did you find your way here alright? I hope my directions were easy to understand.
Well, about that, I couldn't really read them.
Huh?
Well, I mean, I couldn't tell what lines for what character, and the sentences were all scribbly and scratchy and...
Chicken scratch, of course. How did I not see it?
Chicken scratch, of course. How did I say?
Pardon?
Now, Kotaka, quick question. How often do you write?
Fairly often, I would say. There's a weekly report I need to submit to Lady Iggy, though usually most of it is pretty simple. When I first joined the ministry, Lady Iggy seemed to dread my reports for some reason, but I thought I did them pretty well. Now she's just shy. She's tired of the paperwork.
Did she ever tell you a reason why?
It's better something like, this is as bad as the lunar doctor's handwriting, and I have no idea what she meant by that.
The lunar doctor? Kotaka, when you go to AT, can Miss Aaron read your writing?
Oh yes, actually, for some reason she's the only one. No, the rabbit's cluster has when I look at my papers.
Chicken scratch and doctor's handwriting. Yikes.
Yikes?
Ah, Kyoko, you fool, you're going to assault your friend. Turn around. This is sorry, just had a wandering mind. I actually got a bit lost, but a huge chicken over there helped me out.
Oh, did you mean Big Brahma? Wow, that's really surprising.
What type of yokai is it? I've never seen a chicken that big, and it has such a powerful presence.
Big Brahma's not a yokai, silly. She's just a big grumpy mama. I thought she was pretty broody lately. Has she not incubated her eggs yet? I'll have to check.
I'm not sure I follow.
Ah, well, how can I explain this? Are you aware of something called a Pekin's order?
Oh yes, it's who's up on top and who has to follow orders and all that, right?
Somewhat. For humans and yokai and gods, it's about status, right? The hierarchy of who leads the group and who needs to make way for the biggest players is seen in a lot of places.
Flies back.
Chickens are the reason behind the name. The hen at the top of the pecking order can call to other hens to lay eggs in certain locations or puff up her feathers to show off her status, and there are lots of other things, too. The reason why the term is called a pecking order is because the top hen will do a sort of tap and peck on the heads of the younger chickens to so they learn their status. If Big Brahma lightly taps the chicken's head when they both go for food, that's a way of saying that she's her leader.
But wait, she did that to me, so does that mean she was giving me a warning?
Yep, so let her do her own thing, alright. The only one Big Brahma really listened to was me, so the fact that she decided to let you follow her is great. Perhaps she wanted to include you within the flock. They must have made a chicken-like sound or something.
Yeah. So I got told my place by a chicken.
That said, it wasn't explained or being broody. Usually hens will give out some tuck when they want to lay eggs and such, so I was wondering what she was up to because she was doing that lately.
Hey, that was the exact noise she was making. You replicated her so well.
Well, I am a chicken, Sally. That's the actual noise itself. I need to switch into chicken mode sometimes when I attend to my friends. Get out warning calls and presenting the chicks and hens with safe food. They participate in staring contests. They make sure that when a cockerel chases hens, it's being nice. Guys, I went into every single thing that my friends and I tend to the flock and all the details. I think we'll be here until tomorrow. I don't think you'd want that.
Uncle Taco, tell me what.
Pardon?
Pardon?
Oh, hey, I got an echo from you. That makes me feel nice.
Makes me feel nice too.
Oh, but Kyoko, you did it again. I can't understand when you talk that fast.
Sorry. I had a jittery moment, like last night. Yeah.
Oh, you asked me prepared. You gotta teach me a trick to help you then. Anyway, we've been standing around outside, but I guess we should do something else, right? Do you want to hold a chicken? I can introduce you to a silver-friendly one.
You sure?
Alright, let's see. Where are they? There's Phoenix, Silver, Bellsummer, Minorca, and aha, there you are, Silky. Here's Silky. Let's cross your legs and sit down for a bit so you can properly meet them. So usually I hold chickens while standing, but before we do that, let's see how you got acquainted with Silky first. Silky is, well, a Silky. They're a pleasant and friendly type. When you carry most chickens, you have to keep a soft grip on their wings and their feet need to dangle, but now here's one.
Silky looks so fluffy with all those white feathers. Whoa.
And they are. Silky chickens like to cuddle and love sitting in people's laps, so you just give her some of these traits and feel free to pet her. You'll want to lightly stroke from the back of the head, down the neck, to the main body, and provoke smooth motions.
Here you go, Silky. Ooh-ah.
Okay, really warmed up to you quick, eh? Already they're snuggling in her lap. That's great.
So, do I just pet them like this? I have no idea if I'm doing this right.
You got it. Great job. Well, you have fun with Silky. I'll start preparing something to eat, alright? When you're ready, you just lightly slip Silky off the lap and meet me inside.
Will do. Yoko continued to tenderly pet Silky as she watched Kotaka make her way inside. The chicken goddess walked at a moderate pace with a noticeable limp. Kyoko was reminded that Kotaka had a damaged leg, and that's why she needed to go to A&T last night. She found herself curious about it once again, but decided to never bring up the subject unless Kotaka did. While Kyoko sat there, she started to think about what the two could do in the future. There were the obvious goals of a deep relationship with the chicken goddess, sure, but Kyoko wanted to find a nice way to build up to that. It was hard to imagine what steps could be made along the way, but apparently this Tengu Star Festival was a great opportunity. Kyoko decided that she would ask Kotaka what she wanted to do there. Alright, Silky, I'll pet you again sometime. You were super nice. So I guess I can just walk in, right? Whoa. The outside was a neat and pleasant wooden exterior. The inside was a mess. The floor was covered in hay, and along the wall mounted shelves were various eggs, little nests, too many mixes of seeds, and various junk.
Welcome, please excuse the chaos. My home is the Fox home as well.
You're, certainly got a lot in here.
Yeah, perhaps I should have warned you about this before I invited you here. My apologies.
It's fine. I was just surprised. Didn't realize that a chicken's lifestyle is like this. There's so much stuff to see. Maybe it's just because I've lived a very cut and dry life at the temple that I can't process it all at once.
Did you hear the life at the temple is supposed to be simple, huh? I bet you're wondering what this stuff is for, right? I think the eggs, nest, and hay are self-explanatory, but do you have any questions?
I see some wool. Do you knit or do something similar?
Oh, believe it or not, I actually got this wool from Yuma Totetsu. I have no idea how this happened or why she did it, but it was appreciated.
Who?
Ah, she's a leader in the animal realm. Best to stay away from her, honestly. I believe your Captain Mufasa may have met her.
Rasa, you mean?
Ah, did I get her name wrong again? No, dear. Actually, I wonder if I got wool from Totetsu as well. I just have it as a plaything for my friends to mess around with. I unfortunately do not have the dexterity to create stuff with it.
Well, as a toy, huh? Unexpected.
Yeah, I think it's common, but everyone always says that, so it must not be. Many of the things in here are toys, if you can believe it. There's a rope ladder, and I can hang up if I want to. Various piles of crunchy old leaves, paper boxes, and some unneeded copies of the newspaper as well. So all that way up when my friends are bored if they want to challenge a toy for a snack.
Why would they need to challenge toys?
Well, I usually feed the whole flock at once, but sometimes the chicken will want a snack, so I hide seeds within those toys so they can get a reward for their hard work. It helps them think and seriously reduces the risk of unfavorable situations.
That sounds ominous.
Well, it won't happen in my flock, I'll make sure of it, but sometimes chickens can get stressed and aggressive. This can lead to some fights and, unfortunately, something quite unspeakable.
Ah,
I definitely, more than anything, want to make sure that doesn't happen. It's already a tragedy that chickens are being eaten by other beings. To do that themselves is a...
I agree. I think it'd be nice to keep this flock safe and happy. I've only just met them, but I can tell that you love them.
I do, and I appreciate your sentiment. If you keep visiting, you'll be able to meet them all.
I'll be glad to do so.
And I look forward to it. For now, I'll go fetch our dinner. I was just cleaning up for a bit. Feel free to sit in the hay over here.
Thank you for the meal.
There you go.
Kyoko earnestly, and with a great smile on her face, handed Kyoko a cob of corn. It was not cooked, grilled, boiled, fried, and there was no butter or any other modification made to it. It was just plain corn.
It's rather than I have guests, so I wanted to give you some of the good stuff. Corn is my favorite.
No, I'm not sure I can eat this. How do I politely decline this without hurting Kotaka's feelings? Kotaka, just a quick question. Is there any way you can, boil and butter this corn?
You're not me. I'm so sorry. I just nonchalantly handed you something you can't eat. What kind of host am I? Here, I'll start boiling for water.
Well, what happened to you, Kotaka?
I must have stood too fast. I must have stood up too fast. My panic kind of stings are filling my throat.
Something with your leg, huh? Let me help you then. Yoko crouched down to provide Kotaka support, and once they had a good hold of each other, they both slowly rose until Kotaka was able to get back into a sitting position on some hay. And at the end of the process, Kotaka tried to reassure Kyoko with a smile, but Kyoko could tell there was some melancholy behind it.
I can tell you're curious about what happened to it. It's a bit complicated, but it's also rude to tell a guest a story like that, so perhaps we could wait until another time.
Sure, I just don't feel bad if you need to pace yourself around me, alright? People tell me I can be kind of all over the place, so if you need to stop for a breather, feel free to yank me then. Yank me back. Yes.
People say the same thing about me, too. I guess we're alike then, Kyoko.
I guess so. The two girls shared a laugh together. Despite what had just happened, Kyoko felt nice and comfortable with Kotaka, and even with an awkward moment like that, they had managed to work through it just fine. Little steps, Kyoko, little steps. I know I'm the guest, but I can prepare my own corn. I just want you to rest.
I'll have to pay you back someday. If I'm allowed to visit the Bjorn Temple, I'll bring a gift, and it'll be something you can eat.
Sounds good.
I do. I have a quick question, though. Have you never eaten chicken?
Kyoko froze. She had. Oh no, she knew she had to be honest, or she would never forgive herself. I have. At the Bjorn Temple, we eat our herbs and rice, but when I was living as a full Yamabiko, I did eat chicken.
I see.
Does that mean?
Oh, it's not a condition for our friendship or anything. That's just silly. I was just curious. I'm not sure how chicken became a food source, but they have. I try my best to protect and provide for chickens, but I also need to respect what other people do.
Right, well, I think that's admirable. I feel like a lot of people in Gensokyo will resort to something drastic to get what you want, but you're trying your best through simpler and more respectful methods. It's rare to see that nowadays. Everyone's always starting incidents out of nowhere.
Don't. Are you implying I would start some sort of chicken liberation incident? I'm not that powerful a god,
Hey, don't say that. I think you're powerful in your own ways. A lot of things you said already are so inspiring to me. I feel like I said it yesterday too, but you make me want to learn and grow. You take care of all these chickens and are so dutiful with your work. You make the right type of difference. Seeing and hearing what you do makes me want to be like you.
Oh, I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you, Kyoko.
Kyoko sat down at the table with her prepared corn to see Kotaka blushing. I should be thanking you. If I keep praising her, I might slip out something that shouldn't be said yet, so I'll ask her about her house some more. So, Kotaka, I was wondering, what's with those glittery stones? They're so eye-catching.
Oh, those are more toys. A kind fish princess at the Misty Lake gifted me some. Chickens love to play with their reflections, but I need to be careful because sometimes my intrusive thoughts cause me to swallow them on the spot, which is... Actually, the chick is poking it with her beaks, and I don't want them to get stuck in her throat, so I need to be careful. That's why, ha ha ha.
Kyoko risked taking a jab at Kotaka. So, Kotaka, they tasty?
So you did hear that? I tried to catch myself.
Aha, forgive me, I'm just messing with you.
It's over embarrassing, though. Okay, don't tell anyone. It's a secret between you and me. Sure.
The two girls spent the rest of the evening talking about various frivolous topics, and as the dinner went on, they began to grow closer to each other. Because Kotaka had wanted to meet someone she could converse with, she was very excited. Because Kyoko had met her dream, she absorbed all the knowledge she could and echoed back that excitement with her own words. If one thing was clear, it was that the two wanted to see each other again, and more often, too. Despite Kotaka's busy schedule, they made sure to meet more times throughout the week up until the festival. They did various things together: walked the mountain trails at a relaxed pace, dipped their feet in the misty lake, tend to the chickens, and they visited Higan to observe red spider lilies. But most importantly, they learned more about each other, duties as a gatekeeper, which food they liked, how they spent their time, and how they got their jobs, choju, gagaku, and more and more. Kyoko learned to be mindful of Kotaka's leg, and Kotaka learned to match Kyoko's anxious pace. The two found themselves in sync more and more until the end of the week had arrived and the festival was bustling. Kyoko! I'm incredibly nervous. That's the 13th time you said that tonight, and your tail wags every time you say it. I think you're excited. Well, I get to have at least a couple hours of festival fun with Kotaka, but I want to make a big move here. I want her to catch on. What? Well, you're going to meet her at Wenzica, right? You should leave pretty soon to pick her up, but I think you need to confirm what that big thing is before you go. That big thing is part of my anxiousness, though, because I have no idea. How about the dance tonight? I hear they have some doji judging it, so it'll be pretty good. I'm gonna join with Wriggle. You can dance? Don't you know, a sparrow can live until 100 and never forget how to dance. Really? How old are you? Don't worry about that nonsense. Just hurry up and go get your girl. It might be tough because of Kotaka's injuries, but I'll try it. Thanks, see you later. She's so fun to watch when she's all smitten like that. It was the first time Kyoko had been to Menzica. The air was neither heavy nor light, and under violet cherry blossoms, Kyoko found the place to be trapped within a fragile beauty. She knew this place was for the purposes of unattended humans, and there was probably much more to it, but she didn't know much. Kotaka was standing at the top of the greatest hill, back towards Kotaka, looking at the violet cherry blossoms. Something told Kyoko not to shout a hello. I'm here, Kotaka. Are you ready?
Kyoko, sorry to have you meet me in such a dangerous place.
It's fine. You said you have to drop off a report, right? Did your work go well today?
Everyone was in high spirits, so I was able to get everyone from the underground and such up here easily. It was quite nice seeing everyone, how excited you all were.
That's awesome. We still have time to go to the festival if you want. There's a dancing competition. I think we can have fun, and we can go slow for you.
Dancing, Kyoko, I think I'd like to do that, but can we stay here just a little bit longer first?
I wonder if she says something she wants to talk about. She seems more low-key than usual.
Sure. Thank you. Well, to take those violet cherry blossoms are breathtaking. I find myself staring at them longer and longer every time I come here.
They are very pretty. Do you like them more than the red spider lilies? I think the lilies suit you very well.
It's hard to say. Maybe on a daily basis I could say the red spider lilies are my favorite. The violet cherry blossoms are the flowers that I can view after a long time, and they somehow resonate with me after all that time. I shine them all the time, then I think I won't be able to appreciate them. It's because of that reason that I don't venture deep into Wintercut. Only sometimes.
I see. Remember you saying something about how the red spider lilies spoke to you about memories and the fragile things that they are. Do you get something from these flowers here?
I think I do, which is why I want to talk to you. Kotaka, over the past few days, I feel like I've come closer to you than I have with anyone in a long time. I'm not sure how it happened, but I find myself waking up and trying to listen to your echo now as a sort of preview to how I'll hear your voice later. It's a bit embarrassing for me to say, but it made me realize that I should share what's been bothering me.
Hey, Kotaka?
It's not you. It's never you. It's my leg. And it's not just a physical pain. I haven't really spoken to anyone in depth about it. So, it's alright. Can I speak with you?
Of course. We need to match each other's pace, and I appreciate you want to get to share it with me.
Thank you. So as you know, it's damaged during the Beast Spirits incident. Saki Kurakoma attempted to evade the surface. She's the leader of the Wolf Spirits that I mentioned in my story when we were with Miss Nistia. I fought against her, but during the battle she gave my leg a strong kick. I didn't think anything of it at the time. The adrenaline was too strong, so I simply drew to group my phantoms to form a flank. I was promptly defeated by the instant resolvers in record time out of nowhere, and they took care of the rest. Eventually I found that Kurakoma is known for having immeasurable leg strength, and that's why my leg is sensitive. I don't have any qualms against any involved parties, so talk with everyone, except Saki. And I don't know if I ever will be able to talk to her, but someday I know I need to. The ache in my leg reminds me of the time I failed my duty, and now I'm not as flexible or useful because of it. I mask my injury by flying or holding in the pain when I need to land. There's a part of me that wants to be honest and just live with it, but there's also a part of me that wants to return to the time before all that. I forget so many things, and the red spider lilies tell me that memories are fragile, so of all the things remained, why this? What about this do I need to resolve? And I feel like Whimsica tells me something, but I don't know what.
Kutaka, I think you've done a lot for other people as the border guard to Hell and so many other places. I'm sure you push forward so many people that it's impossible to count. Even within this week, I feel like I've become someone new because of you. So perhaps what Whimsica is trying to say is that you need to do the same for yourself.
What do you mean?
Maybe instead of opening gates for other people, you need to open the gates for yourself. I did that once I found Mystia. Our performances together helped me express whatever frustrations or problems I had, and I felt a lot better afterwards. And now with you, I feel lighter than ever. I made it so that I could find you and spend time with you and grow together with you because that's what I wanted to do. All of this is new and exciting, and that involved climbing up a staircase I was really scared to climb. It may take a while for you to figure out how you want to do things, but that's okay. Opening up to new experiences and seeing what you want to do, that's nice.
I see. Is that what Lady Aki meant then? She once told me that these violet cherry blossoms were meant to sever all hesitations. I think I get it now. Kyoko! Kyoko! You didn't need to echo me again, silly. I think I realized what I want to do. Can't explain why. I want to spend more time with you. Maybe we can open the gates for each other. We can show each other new experiences and grow together like you want to.
Yeah, I would love that. Should we start with that dance then?
I think we should.
By the time the two reached the Tengu Star Festival, the closing dance competition was about to start, and the pair had managed to register right on time. Soon enough, it was their time to dance, and the two stood on stage under a sky that Megumu had shaped to her will for the festival. Under a false starry sky, in the middle of all the activity, Kutaka and Kyoko could not pry each other's eyes away from each other. For Kyoko, it was derived from pure, simple happiness. All the anxiety and overthinking in regards to herself and her feelings were simply the rocky path to the red gems within, the chicken goddess's eyes before her. Kyoko had found herself echoing more than just words throughout her life. While everyone's words were reflected back to her, it was filled with a meaning she only wished she could convey on her own. She copied the actions of everyone at the Bjorn Temple in an attempt to learn, but never grasped the concepts herself. She screamed out frustrations through Chojo Gyaku, but even those the echoes of the audience? Kyoko had no major dissatisfaction about her life, really. She loved a lot of it. Yet, she had always been the one to take the first. She had always wanted to be the one to take the first step. And in a way, now she had. Within the context of her relationship with Kutaka, she had been the one to place herself into situations where Kutaka could see her, and all of that effort and passion was placed into the first physical step of this dance. Kyoko moved her right foot just a bit, careful of Kutaka's leg. She was slow and light with her movements, allowing Kutaka to follow at her own pace. The Prism River's waltz in the background really didn't mean anything to her. She was just entirely dedicated to Kutaka's pace. A slow turn here, 2 quick steps to stabilize herself over there. Kyoko was guiding Kutaka, but Kutaka was the one who set the pace. Kutaka found herself mimicking the dance of a cockerel, favoring a move that involved circling Kyoko and using her legs to scratch at the ground lightly. She did it unconsciously, as her thoughts were focused on her dance partner. To Kutaka, Kyoko was someone who just sort of appeared, but that wasn't a bad thing at all. In her schedule-ridden life, Kutaka relied on her chickens for company. She had never really thought about seeing another person. Even now, she wasn't really aware of what the feelings she felt were. But that made her feel warm. Kyoko had been someone new and fresh to talk to, and although Kutaka realized she had trouble grasping everything that had been going on recently, the fact was Kyoko was there. Whimsica always felt so heavy, yet with Kyoko it felt light. And Kutaka got that feeling again. She inadvertently flapped her wings out of happiness, admittedly breaking the rules of the dance contest. Yes, she flapped them again. Kyoko's eyes went wide for a second. but she started to float up with her. Both of them spun around together, eyes focused on each other. Kyoko ignored the yells of the Dai Tango from down below and suddenly crafted a dome of reflected sound around the circular stage that would bounce away any crowd noises. Sometimes she felt it was okay to get lost in her own little world, especially if it was with Kotaka. She vaguely caught shouts about being night blind as she crafted it. Mistia must have noticed. Kyoko made a mental note to thank her later. Kotaka, taking note of the lack of music, started to turn her head out of confusion, but Kyoko caught her attention with a whistle. A whistle that turned into a melody, a sigh once again that she was willing to take as many first steps as she needed to climb a relational staircase larger than the one to Hakiko Crew if necessary to make this work. Kutaka, surprised at hearing someone else start the melody, smiled and retaliated. She started to chirp, to whistle, to sing. Lights appeared. The singing from the two created Damaku. The dome around the two reflected their songs into each other. Their accidental Damaku of colorful notes and wispy echoes started to flow around them as they danced to a tune of their own creation. No crowd, no tanku, no spirit waltz. Kutaka flapped her wings. Kyoko wagged her tail. In the air, the two came more dynamic, Kutaka chirping, flee from the grounded pain of her leg, Kyoko laughing out of glee from the rush of the air, swivels and periods and drops and catches. Their confusing melody was slow but dynamic. In a climax, Kyoko guided Kutaka upwards towards the top of the dome, far above the ground, with a sight over the whole festival. No words were spoken, no words were needed to be spoken. As their Damaku faded out, the only thing that could be heard was their breathing, their heartbeats, so close to the apex of the dome the sound reflected into the two girls and pulsated through them. Kyoko's heart, then Kutaka, and vice versa. There was nothing more that needed to be said. Kutaka wrapped her wings around Kyoko and hugged her close, leaning her head into the Yamabiko's head, so that the two touched, and then slowly they lowered to the ground. They stayed like that for a while. The festival had dispersed already. The dome had dissolved.
Yoko, not sure how to do this. I can't promise I'll understand everything, but to be able to dance like that, and sing like that, to be like that, all I can do in response is this. When I tend to my chickens, I keep them close like this. I am the happiest when I do this, and I feel compelled to do it with you. It's not like you're a chicken or anything, but there's something in me saying that I'll regret it if I don't do it with you.
In the end, I still need to echo what you say, Kutaka.
Ah,
I am the happiest when I do this, when I spend time with you. Feels like everything's happened so fast, but
a lot of time to work through it all.
together, right?
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Well, that went a lot quicker than I was expecting. Apparently 14,000 words isn't as much as I thought it was. Extras. What do you mean extras? Oh, never mind. We're not even close to done. What am I talking about? 14,000 words. Yoko woke up in a nest, eyes shut open to see Kutaka's sleeping face. She blushed heavily, of course. I forgot I slept next to her. Ah! With a Z. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We did it again. Okay. What now? Uh-huh. When a sincere truth seeker attains the wisdom of enlightenment, he realizes that all the five senses are empty, and he transcends every side string, listening. All things are no different from emptiness. Emptiness is not different from all things. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness are like this. Listen, the original nature of all things is neither born nor extinguished. There is no purity, no defilement, no gain, no loss. In this world of emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, perceptions, impulses, or consciousness, no eye, ear, tongue, mind, or body or mind. Therefore, no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, or thought. The world of form does not exist, nor does the world of mind or ignorance, nor no old age and no death. Yet there is continued ignorance, old age, and death. There is no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no wisdom and no attainment, because there is nothing to be attained. The compassionate truth seeker depends upon the wisdom and enlightenment. When the mind does not become attached to anything, there are no obstacles, and fear does not exist. This mind goes beyond all destructive views and attains nirvana. All the Buddhists of the past, present, and future depend upon the wisdom of enlightenment, and so attain the supreme wisdom of enlightenment as the great and unexplainable true word, and this great shining true word that is able to remove all suffering. It is true, not false. The true word of wisdom says.
Gyate hara so gyate borizoa ka. Hmm? No, good morning, Kyoko. What are you muttering about? Aha, sorry, just a sutra. I do that sometimes. Must have some strong memorization then. One day I'll reach your level. Awesome, I can help you too. I would greatly appreciate that. Ah, Kyoko, since you're here, I think we should call out the morning together. Oh, wait, is that possible? You chickens won't get mad. We won't be breaking any sacred rules. No, silly. Where do you get those ideas from? Here, come with me. Kyoko blushed as Kutaka led her by her hand to the balcony, after which the chicken goddess presented a smile that outshone anything else. The rising sun represents a new beginning, right? I think it makes sense that we mark our new journey together with a morning call to signify that we will open each other's gates and that we will go together, though whatever may come our way. We'll work things out and understand how I feel and how you feel and how those feelings work with one of us. I feel like my heart is threatening to escape my chest from anticipation. Me too, and when I get the courage to say all what I need to say, I'll make sure to shout it to the whole world. And then I guess I'll be the one to echo the Mac. That sounds perfect. Now it's almost time. Ready? Ready? Cock-a-doodly-doo. Image white not found. Don't know what that means. There's a newspaper. Okay. Bun Bun Maru headlines. Oh, they all have something to say. So I really can't tell if this newspaper is worth anything. It seems full of nonsense, but it's always getting printed. Either way, I just use it to clean the windows of the Yorin Temple. They are surprisingly useful. This is Miss I's newspaper. I don't get the chance to really know about what's going on in Tokyo unless it pertains to my work, so I'm glad to have a trustworthy source for news like this. The Lady Ake always shakes her head when I mention it. Does she not like to hear about Tokyo? She's not technically part of it, I suppose. Either way, the old issues make for some fun toys to play with. Chicks love wrestling around in them. She and Boon, if you read it backwards, that's their philosophical messiah for you. Too bad she's a bit of a pain, huh? I still can't read those little letters in a paper, and therefore still use them to catch oil under my lamprey skewers. All they're good for anyway. Yorin Temple. This is where I spend a lot of my time nowadays. Sweeping, reading, preparing herbs, more sweeping, getting visitors, even more sweeping. It's nice to have a place to be after a time of uncertainty. Apparently those sutras I don't understand keep me here, so I don't complain. I had to visit the Yorin Temple and talk with the captain a little while back. She had a hearty laugh and looked super cool, though if you're a captain, usually it's a boat you steer, right? Apparently she can go airborne with the ride, so does the temple just float in the sky like a flying castle? Wasn't there already one of those in Gisokyo? I should ask sometimes. Oh, maybe the anchor the captain carries is heavy enough to weigh the temple down. Perhaps the temple is trying to break free and fly away. Kyoko's here. Too bad I'm never going to visit again. That magician lady thinks I'm a bad influence on Kyoko, and she doesn't like Shoju Gyakaku. What's up with that? Kyoko should let loose. She's supposed to be loud, and she's definitely got stiff soldiers from all that sweeping. Kotaka likes to take me here sometimes. I will admit that this place has an eerie charm to it, though usually when the light winds rustle the grass and flowers, I'm looking at her beautiful hair and feathers, and that smile on her tilted head, and the way her bright dress makes her stand out, and how she tenderly reaches down to observe the flora and... That's where I usually work. I'm really a fan of the atmosphere here, and the red spider lilies are always so nice. But in the weirdest way, sometimes I feel like the lilies are speaking to me, as if the spirits inhabiting them are trying to cheer me on and maybe guide me in a certain way. I've heard that the red spider lilies represent fragility and memory. The weary, tender-like petals are a grim beauty, like hands reaching out within the afterlife. A haze or a cloud? I smell in Higun. Yeah, I can't even think of the full song for Higun nowadays. Don't really like thinking about it after the flower incident. I don't know how Kutaka does it, but it's super inspiring how she keeps track of all these places. She must greet so many people and hear so many stories. Maybe one day I could be like that, or maybe we could do it together. When I first got this job, I did not realize I'd be involved with so many different places. Lady Aki recruited me after seeing me lead check-ins down a trail on Yokai Mountain, and then apparently correlated to organizing and managing checkpoints between worlds. There's the underground, various hills, and animal realms, the borders of rainbows, sometimes dreams, the heavens, and gosh, even more than I could possibly delve into. Kutaka apparently works here. Kyoko says this job is really cool, but that's definitely just being biased. Organization and transport of Oni and spirits and all that sounds boring. Yokai Mountain is super tall. It feels like there's a whole worlds that live on it. Maybe that's why I get lost easily. A huge chicken of Katakas helps me to get to her house most of the time, and although I've gotten used to it, it's still kind of scary. Chicken that big has got to become a yokai eventually, right? A bosun, maybe? Is it gonna breathe fire soon? If so, hopefully not at me. Right there when I yokai mountain, I really interact with the people there. I only really travel to the spring by my home and in the straight line to work. There's the Kappa, various gods, the Moria Shrine, the Yamawaru, the Tango, and so much more. Of course, I've had to steady interactions with a certain white wolf Tango. I don't even know. Every time I try to set my stall up here, I'm harassed by Tango or Kappa. Territory this, ownership that. Can't they just wait for good food? Lamprey's tasted anyone. I've never been to Antay, and something tells me I should never go. It's like my survival instincts. It's screaming at me to just never visit there. And it's not because I don't want shots or medicine. I haven't taken those at all yet. But there's no way I couldn't handle them. Yep, no doubt about it. I would totally be fine. Yep, I'm not going there. This place is super confusing to get to. You would think a doctor's office would be easy to get to. Patients are a constant stream to the clinic, but they're all holed up in the biggest maze of bamboo I've ever seen. How is anyone supposed to get proper treatment if they can't even get there? Don't ask questions they're not supposed to be answered, Kutaka. I like to spread a little night blindness on humans and yokai and the bamboo forest of the lost. And then they get my tasty food as a cure. Too bad some of them go to Ante instead. Why get a yucky medicine when lamprey is all that and more? Too bad for them. The only thing I really know about this was that Marasa went and saw some beast spirit leader or something. She came back totally freaked out, muttering something about bloods and hells. Something tells me it wasn't fun. I saw a few beast spirits floating around, but they never really bothered with me. This incident, a lot happened. I'm not sure if I could fully break it down, at least in my perspective. I wasn't really active outside of my normal activities until this incident. Now I feel like I've been moving around all over the place and seeing a lot of new faces. While certain things about that incident were a bit unfavorable, I can at least appreciate the resolution. Though it's difficult to recall who was where and who does what. There were a bunch of spirits at the time, huh? I felt like talking to the eagle spirits, but they were all haughty and stuff. They're probably on the level of woodpeckers, not even bothering to respect their ancestors. I won't give them any of my sake. I really wanted to go out and have fun with this. Everyone seemed to jump on the trend with all these cool cars. I felt like it could have been a great way to meet new people, but I was stuck at the temple. I feel like I missed a bunch of neat stuff. Cars are so shiny. The first time I saw one, I ended up messing with it. It literally threw a sign to my face. Oops. Or besides that, there ain't all that bad. I even participated in the black markets with Komashi was under Lakey's 80s orders. Of course, she was concerned about the consequences of all the trading, but she did make cards. It wasn't experience or anything. Smile was simple. Had a pretty sweet deal while this is going on. Pay 1.5 times the price for your meal and get a random meal card too. They all got dirty and soaked from the food though, so yeah, it wasn't popular. Credits. Developer notes. Oh. I mean, I'm not gonna read this, but I figured I could at least, like, show it. Okay. Yeah, when it said 14,000 words, apparently that's not as much as I thought it would be. So I guess the other game I did a bit ago, Kotohime, apparently that was more than 14,000 words, because that lasted longer than this. Anyway, that was that. Why did I do the Katarka voice the whole time? But anyway, next time I'll play something else from another jam that I've probably played like 5 games by at this point, because Random keeps picking the same jams over and over again. Bye.